Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at, ladies and gents. I am Kura Isagami, your resident Tinkerer and Medarotter, and this is the Medarots News Network, bringing you all the latest developments and happenings with our favorite pet-fighting robot series. Now this week, as we amp up for the next week leading up to the fabled Storymode Arc6 that was revealed last week incoming, we did also get some more information on the new detective-type series that was also teased ahead of that announcement. Now this week, as you see, we will be seeing one of them officially make their grand debut into the game as a pullable gacha model, and it is the detective leader type mystery leader. In honor of this and what was teased for this week, as it is more information, primarily leading towards Storymode Arc6, I have decided to name this week's episode A Mystery Afoot. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into what they did announce coming for this week. First of which, of course, are the Gacha Banners, as kind of obvious by now. First of which, leading up the docket and the pack, is at DTT0 Mystery Leader, with a kit of Fighter Core, which is a brand new skill being added to the game, Effect Clear, Flash, Wheeled Legs, and the Land Cruiser leg ability. Following behind him is the Valkyrie type VAL3 Noel, with a kit of Conceal, Thunder, Guard 500, Biped Legs, and the All-Rounder leg ability, and is capable also of meta change for those who are well aware of what she's capable of, with a kit of Charge Boost, Charge Blade, Mobile Boost, Fight Boost, and the B-Loader leg ability. And then last but not least, we also have a Spotlight banner for an existing model in the permanent pool, SIN0 Shin Saber, the Shinsengumi type, with a kit of Counter Guard, Assassin, Gatling, Biped Legs, and the Weapon Master leg ability. Now, so it's mostly going to be Fight Night this week, since all the bots here in the Gacha Banners are sporting primarily melee-based kits, with the exception of Shin Saber's Gatling skill. So if you are in need of pretty solid melee skills, this is definitely a good week to pick up some. I would honestly kind of avoid Shin Saber personally, since he is already in the permanent banner and pretty much available at any given time primarily. Honestly, if anything, Noelle is absolutely going to be the big MVP of this week because of what she does offer as a pretty well-rounded, aggressive defender, as I've used the term in the past describing her. Mystery Leader, on the other hand, does pack a very unique set of skills that may not put him on the spotlight when it comes to being your dedicated melee fighter, but when it comes to being melee support and melee interruption, he's definitely got that field lit down pretty solidly in terms of what he does offer. In terms of fierce battles we have this week, we are seeing a lot of returnees. This week we are seeing CMR0 Aim Flash, the camera type, with a kit of Flash, Beam, Mega Gatling, Wheeled Legs, and the Extra Magazine leg ability. We also have MOL0 Horny Devil, the Horned Lizard type, with Fire Shot, Double Missile, Wheeled Legs, and the Desert type leg ability. And then last but not least, we also have the sleek and speedy crayfish type RAY04 Arago Star, with a kit of Triple Beam, Wheeled Legs, and the Excel leg ability. So a lot of speedy wheel types this week around with the fierce battles, all of them offering something very viable one way or another. Of the three, though, it was kind of difficult trying to decide on a fierce battle to determine as the MVP of the week, as both Aim Flash and Horny Devil both offer skills that can be very viable on the field when fully raised. Aim Flash in particular with a very farmable Mega Gatling, especially since it did get that buff fairly recently, since you're now able to defend against attacks and just not evade anymore. The Extra Magazine ability also is very solid for those, especially if you want to put it on, say, defenders and give them an extra head charge. Horny Devil, primarily for the sense of being Wheeled Legs, but also having the Desert-type leg ability, and pretty much any leg ability that gives Wheeled Legs an additional terrain they're good on is instantly a very solid and very viable welcome in my book, given that it is one of the pickiest leg types currently in the game, with, say, like 2 terrains tops it's actually good at, and the rest of them not so much, excluding, of course, Cyber, which everybody gets S rank on. So again, for this week, I'd say the MVPs of the week would be Aim Flash and Horny Devil, primarily for the legs, but I'd say Aim Flash still wins out ever so slightly, given that Flash and Mega Gatling still have a little more viability than just a simple leg ability on top of that. Now, in light of the Gacha Banners that were announced for this week, of the three, Shin Saber will be getting a skin being added to the convenience store, a Asagi Iro Dandara Shin Saber, sporting instead of a white outfit. He's now sporting more of a teal turquoise with black leggings. So definitely a nice color change, especially for those that are big fans of Shin Saber and his design. He is pretty well-rounded, honestly. I don't know if I'm going to go after this skin myself, as I'm not really one to use a lot of his parts fairly often, but in the case that you are, or you do use his arm a lot, which was probably the most useful part on him, this will be added to the convenience store for permanent addition, if you do decide to have some diamonds on hand and a skin that you are looking to buy. In light of the Storymode Arc6, we did get another piece of information leading up to that, and this week we did get a hold of a relationship chart between a lot of the main cast and characters that will be shown fairly often or make appearances in Storymode Arc6, showing who has relations to whom, friendly relations, not so friendly. This is definitely a very interesting chart. I did run it through Google Lens to try to get some information on it, and it is very interesting, just the kind of relations that were developed between characters just through the last 5 story arcs alone leading up to this point. Once again, just in light of this and celebrating the upcoming story arc, we are also having a half energy consumption event for all story mode arcs 1 through 5, excluding the Medarot 2 parody arc that also is available in there. So if you are still relatively new to the game or still missing some story content with some rubies, this is definitely your shot to go farm all that and knock it all out now. In addition to this, the special paid gacha, which highlights a lot of the story mode characters and bosses, such as Dead Quasar, Parallel Deuce, Curly Veil, Gato Alpar, will also still continue to go live until 4/21. So approximately about 2 weeks from today, that banner will be officially closing. Not necessarily something I'd say is absolutely worth the money or the time or the investment, but again, if you are still new to the game and in need of some good parts, paid banners are of course always worth the while, since they remove all the 2-star parts and the spotlight bots, which are in the permanent banner always. So you'll always have something worthwhile from a paid banner if you do decide to invest in 1 or 2 pulls from one. Now, we do also have the missions events, which was also teased in previous weeks, going live with the first run this week. Once again, just to kind of go over the rules for these, they will give us objectives that need to be completed, kind of like our standard daily quests and our challenges that we get usually every day when we log in. And in this case, we can earn ruby dust, much akin to daily challenges once again. But this time, they also advocated that if you can complete all challenges and objectives before the event ends, they are giving away gacha tickets for this. So alone, for that alone, already well worth the investment for that. When that does go live coming this week, it will be going approximately for about 1 week, 1.5 weeks, essentially 2 weeks, between 4/14, which is the week cycle for this coming week, and 4/28 at the end of the month. So definitely looking forward to that and more information on the rewards and the mechanics of that as it does go live this coming week. Aside from all that, on the community front, we are still continually looking for translators and helpers to give us a hand with the Medarot 3 and Medarot Reloaded manga translation projects. Medarot 3, I have been following very closely on the progress, especially that Variant has been working on in his spare time, and it's been looking wonderfully so far, with a lot of inner menus of the game currently now translated or still in the progress thereof. So lots of leaps and bounds in progress being made, but we still are in need of manpower to get that project finished sooner so we can work on other projects, such as Medarot 4 and 5 and Navi, which are very popular requests that we've also put on the docket once we can finish with Medarot 3. So again, if you are knowledgeable in coding or cleaning or Japanese and have some time on your hands, we are more than appreciative of any effort that you'd be willing to contribute or provide, and you're always welcome to reach out to me or join us in the Discord in the link provided and in the comments below to get in touch with us and what needs done and what currently has been finished to date. Now, I do want to give one final reminder as a 250 subscriber milestone that I did post pretty much the day right after last week's announcement. So I do want to say thank you so much for that again, for your support and your encouragement on that. And I did want to give one final reminder of my little contest that's been going on, where if you screenshot your Medarot S team, tag me in that tweet, and also comment with the hashtag RowBattleOn. to participate in a contest I've been holding, where the top winner or winners, depending on how many entrants I get, I will hand draw your teams in my Chibi style for you to use with whatever you please in your colors, in your part configuration. So again, this will be closing at the end of tomorrow. I probably will extend it to the end of Thursday, and then announce the winners not this week but next week, and then start working on the Chibis then. But again, just as a final reminder of that for those that did want to participate or simply have not had the chance to yet, or simply were not aware, since I did post the 250 sub milestone not too long after the initial announcement of my usual weekly news. Now, in terms of the weekly art highlights, I do want to toot my own horn a little bit with this one. With the Chibi Medarots canvas I have been working on with the Volume 2, has been making a lot of wonderful progress with a lot of bots. Almost just about finished with this one, as you see here. Almost out of room, and Clip Studio Paint is starting to kind of give me that warning. Hey, you're kind of running out of memory in this case, so kind of wrap it up where you can. So again, if you do have any requests that you'd like to see added to this canvas, or even a canvas Volume 3 or Volume 4, definitely continue to reach out to me and let me know who you'd love to see, and I'll see what I can do on getting those added, or even just DM you the final result if I can't fit it on the canvas at the end of the day. I do also want to give a shout out to Omitsu here, who did a fan art of their own custom Rockman Zero design, essentially, with the motif here, crossing a lot of models, especially from the Rockman collab, with Rock Tran's legs and Forte's left arm. But definitely a very interesting take on the Rockman or Mega Man Zero motif here, and definitely did do a really good job of recreating it very accurately. So definitely kudos to you, man, especially for drawing it out like you did too. Very wonderful work all the same. But aside from all that, I believe that covers just about everything for this week's episode, so I do thank you guys once again for stopping by. If you'd like to know more, you can follow us below on Facebook at the Medarot News Network page, or the Metabots Forever communities there on Facebook. On Facebook, just as a brief update, we did also crest 1.3k followers and members in the community, so once again, I would like to say thank you so much for that and your continued support. Pretty much just rallying up fellow Medarotters from across the globe and letting them know that this community is still going strong. So thanks again for that, and here's to continual growth from here. You can also join us on Discord in the link provided and in the comments below if you'd like to keep a closer ear to the ground on anything related to Medarot, whether that be with Medarot S or any fan art or any merch being released. That is your #1 place to stay closest to the ground on anything related to it that is going live or being talked about. You can also follow me on Twitter at Isagamikura. If you also have any questions or feedback or suggestions or comments, that is where you'll always and very quickly reach out to me. My DMs are always open, so feel free to reach out. Don't be a stranger if you would like to reach out to me and talk, or give me any kind of feedback on things I could work on for future videos. Do also give these fine folks a follow as well. Omitsu, who I did highlight with this weekly art highlight as well. Something else that Omitsu has worked on in his free time is a bot, kind of a small program that he's been working on to kind of query individual stat or breakdowns of particular bots that's currently in the game relative to its code. So if you did want to look up Medarot stats on the fly without having to boot up the game or compare stats, that definitely reach out to Omitsu or join us in the Discord to get a hold of this and take a look at it for yourself. Wonderful work, Omitsu, if you are watching this, and thank you so much for that contribution and your efforts for that particular bot. Thank you so much for that. Do also give Mono on Twitter at Mono0 a follow for another fellow Medarotter and artist with a lot of very wonderful and neat Medarot art, and also in a unique chibi design. I'd say similar to my own to a point, but also of course every artist has their own style. So definitely give Mono a follow for that all the same. But aside from all that, thanks again for stopping by, folks. It's always happy to have you in for a visit. Until next time, this is your host, Kura Isagami of the Medarot News Network, signing out.